If you want to start learning immediately, you can skip to the next video. In this one, I will just answer some questions. The idea here is to make you interested in creative programming. We start at the very beginning, drawing one pixel on the screen. I'm assuming you don't know much about programming. If you're at least 10 years old, you should be able to follow. If you're younger or want to try something even easier, you might want to check out Scratch or Alice. Those are programming languages where you don't need to type the programs. You use the mouse instead. I think it's useful to have an idea about how software is created, because we are surrounded by software now. If you ever work with computers, knowing some programming can make things easier for you at some point. For example, you can program inside Photoshop, Excel, 3ds Max, or Live. Those are programs for editing photos, creating spreadsheets, doing 3D animation, or making music. Programming is useful in many applications. But even if you just watch 5 or 10 episodes and you never try programming again, you will at least have an idea of how programs are created. I think it would be good if we learned programming in school together with math. Because math is at times very abstract. But if you write programs, math becomes something you can play with. Math is no longer something you just need for an exam, but something you use to create music or sound, animations, computer games. So it's something you can see or hear. While programming, you learn to find out what is the cause for certain behavior. So I think that in a way it teaches how to think. You wonder why something is happening, you do some tests, and you discover how it works using logic. I believe this can be quite useful. 20 are currently popular, like JavaScript, Java, PHP, Python, Ruby, C. Processing has some advantages. In processing, you can get started in just a few minutes. It's free software and it works in Linux, Windows, and Mac. And it allows you to create interesting programs in just a few lines of code. That's the reason why it's often used for teaching, and also used by artists to create their work. The syntax in processing is similar to other programming languages. The concepts used are the same. There's variables, loops, conditional statements. So it's a good language to get started, and it shouldn't be hard to switch to another language later if you want. I think that at least at the beginning it should be simple and fun. Otherwise, you may decide programming is too complicated for you. I think education is basic to improve our lives and to solve problems in this planet. In many places, education could be better than it is today. And one time I started wondering, why aren't all our teachers as passionate as Carl Sagan? So they could make us interested, make us wonder about things, make us think and make questions. He was really good explaining science. I thought they could record such great communicators in video and then show those in school, together with interesting images. The students could then discuss things with teachers and other students. But there are laws, governments, and businesses that make changes to the educative system slow. Then one day, I heard about the Khan Academy. It's a project that was started by one person recording many videos teaching math. And millions of people were learning thanks to this. I thought this was great. Instead of trying to change the educative system, he was creating a new one that anyone could access for free using the internet. This inspired me to try recording such videos myself. I have never done that before, so I spent like 2 weeks learning how to do it. I was finding the right spot for the microphone, the right volume, screen recording software, editing software. I discovered that it's not so easy for me to convert thoughts into good explanations. Sometimes it sounded great when practicing, but then when I started recording, I couldn't find the right words. That was in 2010. Somewhere I heard that if you do something for 21 days in a row, it becomes automatic and much easier. So the last day of July 2011, I decided to record one video each day of August. I knew it would be difficult at first, but with time I would get better at it. So I did it, but I didn't stop at the end of August. There are now 65 episodes and almost 400 views every day, so it's inspiring and I continue doing that. I really enjoy creating small programs that generate beautiful graphics or music. That's how I learned programming as a kid, doing experiments. Not trying to memorize things, but playing. Math then becomes fun and science easier to understand. I hope I can transmit this way of learning to you, at least